The 20s are unpredictable, and apparently, I'm not the only early 20-year-old who doesn't seem to know what she's doing. And I shared some tips that have been helping me and some things that I learned recently in my last video. You can check that out on my channel. And I forgot to add a very important detail that I feel like should be talked about. So I'm gonna do that in today's video. When it comes to achieving your goals, girl, I have been trying my best. Because also I've been starting on business, but I've tried my best to stand on business since I was 16-year-old. So I think on this matter, I'm quite qualified to speak. When it comes to achieving your goals, one thing I've learned is growth is non-linear. There are days when you will be weeks actually, days, weeks, months maybe. You're just pew, it's going well, it's so nice, it's so good, and then you just come crashing down. And sometimes it can be so crazy because this time last year, I told myself that I was going to completely reinvent myself. I was going to be a completely different version of myself compared to what I used to be before. Because I think old me was great. She was amazing. I mean, she did a lot of the work that I've seen help me today. But then there were some other things that she was doing that I wasn't really comfortable with. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to get a new me because I can do I can do that, right? And then I realized that, okay, this is going well. Month one, month two, I was doing really well. I was doing nice. And then and I'm like, girl, huh? But that's apparently normal. That's apparently normal. And there are days when you're going to actually relapse and going to do the things that you did not even used to do, any things that used to irritate and annoy you. But it's fine. It's completely fine. It's all part of the bigger picture. You're like my younger sister who absolutely hates not standing on business. It might be offensive to hear that, but it also comes to being a human being, right? We are not always going to be able to show up or give our 100% every single day. And I think that's one thing, that's just how consistency works. Consistency is showing up. It's showing up regardless. Like you show up today, you show up tomorrow, you show up next week, you show up next month. You're showing up. It's not abandoning your project completely, right? Because even if you take a 1 day break, a 2 day break, even if you have a relapse for a couple of weeks or whatever, so long as you show up the next day, the next week, honestly, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be a-okay. Body and your mind are both going to thank you. One last thing that, and then you're thinking, what if I have taken a good amount of rest? What if I'm well rested and I'm not stressed out, but I still can proceed. Maybe it's the time of your cycle. The whole menstrual cycle phase is a thing, right? And if you don't know how it works, please read upon it. I could make a video, I could make that be my next video on how your menstrual cycle, my God, affects your overall well-being. Do a little assessment on your energy levels and how that kind of like, the flow of that every month, maybe every single month during your luteal phase, right before your period, the week before that week, your energy level is just at an all-time low and you are just not yourself. Then you know that okay, every time we are approaching this week, here are things I'm putting in place so that I am well cared for. Maybe you need to sleep more because my younger sister does be needing a lot more sleep during that time. And for me, it doesn't like sleep isn't really my thing during that time of my period or during that time of my cycle. Playing my emotions is a much better way to feel better for me. So maybe yours is something else. Maybe yours is eating certain foods or engaging in certain activities. Listen to your body and do just pay attention to what works, pay attention to what your body requires, and try to give yourself that every month so that you can kind of maintain balance. Maybe the time when your energy levels at an all-time low is when you're on your period, then you know that, oh, okay, here are things I'm going to be doing so that when my period comes, I'm going to be at a much better place. Maybe you're going to go to the doctor. You're going to go to the doctor like you've always been needing to go so you can get those meds that is going to help you feel better. Maybe that's what you need to do, and or maybe you're going to be taking more rest or you're going to be doing more yoga. You need to be in tune with your body, you need to pay attention, and you need to know what works for you so that you can approach every month coming forward with more clarity and with a better and a stronger body and mind. You get me? Lastly, I want you to remember that if you're taking up a new project and you find that you were not doing this thing before and now you're doing this thing and your brain is just like, get away from me. Ew. It's completely normal. Your brain would always crave comfort. Your brain will always crave and would always go back to what it is used to. So if you did not used to do XYZ, your brain would often want to go back to not doing XYZ because it's just not used to it. On these days, you need to remind yourself gently that, okay, I know that we are not comfortable with this whole arrangement, but we are going to get there and we're going to continue to do these things. So you may break down whatever it is you need to do into smaller chunks just so that your mind is able to do that, or you may pair it with something else that your brain is already used to doing so that you can show up and do that every day. For example, maybe you didn't use the brush before bed and now you want to start brushing before bed. You can pair brushing before bed with maybe with your last visit to the restroom before you sleep. You can go on to say you can pair whatever you're not used to doing with what you are already used to doing, and that way you start to train your mind and you start to train your entire brain and rewire it to adopting this new habit until you continue to do it. So you can pair everything that I said, from being in tune with your cycle to taking rest when needed. And when you've done the first and the second and you still experience the difficulties, try to pair whatever it is you're doing with something that you've already been doing. If these tips help, to let me know. And if you have any other points to share, I'd love to hear them in the comment section, as well as whatever project you are currently embarking on. I shall see you in the next one, inshallah. Bye and take care.